May 334 BC Asia Minor near the Granicus River. Alexander stands at the edge of the water watching the current pull against the stones. His armor is still clean, his hands are steady, but his chest is loud with memory. He is only 22 years old, yet the weight of his father presses on him harder than the bronze breastplate. Philip of Macedon built this army, trained it, hardened it, and died before finishing the dream. Now thousands of men wait for Alexander to prove he is not just a son wearing a crown but a king who deserves obedience. Across the river Persian cavalry line the bank, shields flashing in the sun. Generals whisper that the position is impossible, the river is steep, the enemy holds the high ground. Numbers favor Persia, experience favors Persia, logic favors waiting. Alexander does not wait. He thinks of speed, not safety, of shock, not caution. He believes fear lives in hesitation and victory lives in movement. He spurs his horse forward first, not last. Water crashes against legs, armor drags, men stumble, arrows fall like rain. Macedonian soldiers watch their king ride straight into the current, and something inside them breaks open. If he is willing to die here, then they will follow. The charge becomes unstoppable, not because it is perfect but because it is sudden. Alexander reaches the far bank, fights hand to hand, is nearly killed, and survives only because a companion splits a Persian axe before it ends him. The enemy breaks not from force but from disbelief. That is the pattern that will define his wars. Alexander does not fight where he is strongest, he fights where the enemy is most unsure. At Issus in November 333 BC he faces Darius of Persia with an army twice his size. The plain narrows, mountains press inward, and Alexander understands geography as a weapon. Numbers mean nothing when they cannot move. He targets the center not to kill Darius but to scare him. When the great king flees, the army follows, panic spreads faster than any blade. At Tyre in 332 BC Alexander meets a city that refuses him, an island fortress, walls rising from the sea, fleets guarding every side. Logic says bypass it, continue south, but Alexander understands reputation more than maps. If Tyre stands defiant, others will too. So he orders a road built into the sea, stone by stone, under fire for 7 months. Men die daily, yet the causeway grows closer until the city falls, and the message travels faster than messengers. Resistance will be punished, persistence will be rewarded. His greatest gamble comes at Gaugamela, October 331 BC, where Darius returns with the largest army the ancient world has ever seen, chariots, elephants, cavalry stretching beyond the horizon. Alexander studies the field at night, walking alone, thinking not of numbers but of angles. He refuses the center, draws Persian forces outward, creates a gap, and drives straight through it with terrifying precision. Once again he does not destroy the army, he destroys belief. Alexander wins battles he is not supposed to win because he does not obey the rules his enemies expect. He fights with speed where they plan weight, with audacity where they plan caution, and with presence where they expect distance. He eats with his soldiers, sleeps among them, bleeds where they bleed, and in doing so turns fear into loyalty and loyalty into force. By the time he reaches the edge of the known world, men no longer ask if they can win, they ask only where he will lead them next. The victories cost lives, cities burn, cultures bend, and thousands die under the banner of destiny. Alexander knows this and continues anyway, convinced that history favors those who move forward without doubt. On a quiet night far from Macedonia, he once tells a friend that he fears standing still more than dying. For Alexander, conquest is not about land, it is about momentum. The moment he stops believing he can win the impossible, he becomes ordinary, and Alexander has never allowed himself to be that.